My name is Helen. I'm a mum of 4. I'm 45 years old. I've been with my husband 28 years. My diagnosis and my journey started, I would say, in 2015. I noticed I was getting out of breath, struggling to get upstairs. Didn't really pay much attention to it until January 2017. When I noticed that stairs were a big problem. I was short of breath a lot of the time. So I made the call to the local doctor, the local GP, who saw me that day and was very honest with me, said it could be very serious, may or may not be. He'd done some routine tests there and then. He then expressed his concerns and wanted to call the local hospital, to which I agreed. He had his suspicions, which he did tell me afterwards, of pulmonary hypertension. I then went to the local hospital the same day. They performed ECGs, chest x-rays, routine bloods. It was then discussed afterwards the possibility of pulmonary hypertension. Went home, received a call the following day from the local GP who had had the results through. Confirming their suspicions. They thought it was pulmonary hypertension and they were going to refer me to the specialist hospital where they'd done routine tests. I had lung function, walk test, bloods and ECGs. Waited for a few hours. I was there with my mum. And then the consultant came round in the afternoon and spoke to us and was pretty confident it was pulmonary arterial hypertension. She sat us both down and explained that it was a disease. It was a progressive disease. It would be life-changing. There would be lots of things that I wouldn't be able to do, like riding bikes, playing with the children, which at the time was heartbreaking because my children are my world. They're my reason for getting up in the morning. So at that specific moment, my world was ripped apart. She then went on to explain about the treatments. I would be started on oral medication, but there was a possibility of IV treatment if needed. I was very reluctant for that. So I had time to process the information, the severity of the disease, the life-changing effects that it was going to have. But by the time I got home to face the husband and the children, I was in a good frame of mind. And I came in and I explained the disease, explained there was treatments, tried to keep it positive for them, and said it is what it is and we will deal with it as a family. So it was a bad day, but it was a good day. We had a diagnosis, we knew where we were going. I then went back to Papworth 2 weeks later and had a right heart catheter, which was the confirmation that it was pulmonary arterial hypertension. The pressures were very high and I was started on medication straight away. There was slight improvement, but not as much as they wanted. I was seen very regular, once a month, I think, to start off with. Received weekly calls from the pulmonary hypertension nurses at Papworth Hospital. And I was basically told then that the best option was to have IV treatment. I was very reluctant, but I thought I've got 4 children at home. I need to be there to see them grow up. And I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the IV treatment. So I was out of hospital in 9 days and it's been life-changing. I'm in a very, very good place, physically and mentally. Physically, I ride a bike. I do the things that they told me I wouldn't do or wasn't likely to do. I've since started work. I'm a senior carer. It's very physical, but I know my limits safety-wise, but I can go up flights of stairs. And as a family, we're in a good place. We've got our own little way of dealing with it, but it works for us. And it's kept me well. They are amazing. as this is such a rare disease. No one I've ever spoken to outside of the medical profession has ever heard of it. So if I can do anything to help, I will. But going forwards is just positive attitude, physically and mentally, and see what the future brings. Thanks for listening.